We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you.
Okay.
Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien. I answered my own question.
What up, fool? How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. How you feeling?
You know, it's been a week. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. So, was in Seattle last week and the week before. And I'm pretty sure...
you were there that long?
Well, I mean, I was only there like 6 days, but it spread across 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And so, at some point on that trip, I took a bite of something, and something wasn't quite right. And I couldn't figure it out, and I kind of spit out what was in my mouth and just kind of continued on. Well, come Monday night of this week, I have so much pain that I can't sleep in my mouth.
You can't sleep in your mouth?
I couldn't sleep. The pain was in the mouth.
Okay, probably.
And so...
you gotta explain it.
I stayed up, and, it ends up being like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm searching for any place that says emergency dentist and, like, has scheduling available online so I can get, like, the first appointment of the day. And so I scheduled myself for Aspen Dental in Delaware, Ohio, because I was planning to go into work after dealing with this, and I work up in the Dublin area. So I drive my ass up there at 7:30 in the morning for an 8 a.m. appointment. One, they did not open at 8. They opened at like 8:15. Two, I walk into this place and basically like am in near tears. And to be frank, like I have a pretty high pain tolerance.
All right.
Like I walked off the field with a broken leg when I was in high school. And I get that that's adrenaline, but like I walked to the car after the game too, after the adrenaline wore off.
Right.
So I know my pain tolerance, and I know this is not good, whatever is happening in here. So, cool. They're like, no, we understand. Let us take you in the back, get x-rays done, all that good stuff. I'm like, cool. All right. So, after another 25-minute wait with nobody else in the lobby, and I have the first appointment, they take me back to get x-rays. So, we do all the x-rays. It's uncomfortable, but that's dental x-rays in general, right?
All right.
And then the dentist comes in and comes to talk to me and says, well, I'm not going to do anything for you today because you're in pain. And I kind of looked at her sideways, like, that's the only fucking reason I'm here.
Right.
And they're like, well, no, we can't do it because you have the infection and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. You can give me antibiotics after the fact. I need you to deal with this now because, like, I am not able to function in my current state.
All right.
And they're like, well, that's just not how we do things here. We want you to be pain-free before we do the procedure. And I basically took my shit and I'm like, you're going to send my records somewhere else. And I walked out the door. And across the street, so that is Aspen Dental in Delaware. For anybody that wants to know, avoid that place like the plague if you have an emergency dental situation. Despite the fact that their website says, and they say when you walk in, they offer emergency dental services. They do not. They are full of shit. They are liars. All right? Now, so what do? I get in my car.
Mouth got even more one.
Right. I get in my car. I get in my car and I pull up Google. I'm like, all right, well, is there another emergency dental place near here? There is one across the street. They are the Smile Center of Delaware. So I drove my ass across the street after calling them and saying, hey, is this something you could address today? Which, by the way, turns out I called the wrong one. I called one that was like 4 miles away, not the one that was across the street. So I walk in, I'm like, hey, I just talked to somebody. Like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, oh, well, here's what I got going on. They're like, yeah, we can help you. And I was in and out of that dentist's office in an hour. They called and told Aspen Dental to fax over the x-rays that they just took. They looked at them. They say, yeah, you're fucked. Like, you have a cracked molar and an impacted wisdom tooth underneath/behind it. Within an hour after a little bit of Novocaine, whatever they use in terms of the quick little injection, out. Pulled 2 teeth. Dr. Mike, dentist, Dr. Mike was wonderful, cool Asian dude. Had it done in probably a 15-minute procedure by the time he got to me. So not only did I not have an appointment, I was a walk-in. They took care of me in under like an hour, and I was out of there almost and have been pain-free since. So, shout out to the Smile Center in Delaware. Fuck Aspen Dental. So, that was the start of my week. And then, it was just catching up on work.
Well, I wonder what they named their name, what their names that named after. Like
what, the Smile Center or Aspen?
Aspen, of course.
Fucking assholes. That's what it's named after.
I just don't get it. Like, if there's an Aspen, Ohio, you're not in it.
No.
And if we talking about Colorado, you far from it.
Right.
So what the fuck are you? I don't trust you. You old pickup. What do they call them? You old snake oil salesman. I come back and be like, these motherfuckers ain't do it right, and this whole thing be packed up, be somehow like a CUO seasonal dentist.
Exactly.
I can't say that.
But the people at the Smile Center were very nice. Everyone from the girl at the front desk to the dental assistant to Dr. Mike, they were all wonderful. So, shout out to them. All right. What else we got going on? You got any advertence to get us going?
I think I do. You just gonna have to. I'm gonna kneel a little bit.
All right. So my mom, actually, the REIT's back in the building after missing last week. And Mom, I'm sorry. I talked about
my REITs.
I talked about the hearing thing. I apologize since I know that upset you. So my bad. But she just
want a view on the old episode,
right?
You know she's about to go back and like, what this motherfucker say about me? What the fuck did he say?
But she just sent me this
but
article.
For real, what the fuck did he say? I
That one took me a minute, but well done. Well, she just sent me this article that the orcas in the Puget Sound, which is the Pacific Northwest, where we were, may actually be
attacking ships.
Well, no, they may actually be in the process of being classified as a new species of orca.
Really?
Because the ones in the Pacific Northwest are much bigger than ones in other parts of the world.
For real?
Yeah, like they've grown. They've evolved. They are fucking shit up when they want to fuck shit up. Meanwhile, there are orcas down in the New Zealand, Australia area that are hunting great white sharks.
Right. We know that.
Well, it's within the last couple of years, like more and more great white bodies have been found, basically with orca teeth marks.
It's beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's beef.
Which just goes to prove that the great white shark is not the apex predator
But we've been to that.
of the ocean.
We've been to that.
And so, unless Megalodon really does come back.
Nigga, we seen Free Willy in Ohio. I know a lot of people seen Shamu. We know these motherfuckers can do tricks. I ain't never seen a great white do a motherfucking trick. So if this bitch is big enough, fast enough, agile enough, strong enough to beat you one-on-one, then why are we just calling this shark the apex predator? Because he looks scary?
Right.
Because he's not friendly? Because he's, his brain's not as big? I don't get it.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, it's just another example of black being more athletic than white. Like, Blackfish wins over great white. I don't know.
And you know what? They never imprisoned great whites in fucking you know what
They never put them in the zoo. They never put them in SeaWorld.
That's slavery. That's real slavery right there. We seen that Blackfish documentary. Well, I ain't see it, but I heard about it.
It's a good doc. You should see it sometime. They do not fuck around, man. I love orcas. So that was
no, that's interesting. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But my question is, because you frequented the area, what do you believe would make them begin to grow bigger than their counterparts?
Well, what I wonder if it's been a slow evolution, meaning like there were bigger ones that just mated and continued to produce bigger. Like it's the same with humans, right? Like you can have a family that is all 6'7" and they're gonna have children that are 6'8", 6'9", like
right.
So
right.
I wonder if that's it, and that's kind of, I mean, in a lot of ways, I would assume that's Darwinism, except for the fact that means the bigger they are, the more food they have to consume, I would assume, to be able to have the energy to move that kind of frame, that kind of body.
Right. So maybe that's why you seeing teeth marks in these great whites.
Right, man. Going after, the doc that I was watching said they're going after the shark livers, because that's very high in nutrients, specifically for kind of what they need. So,
right.
It's interesting.
The other is doing surgery in the water for a meal. You hear what I'm saying?
Right. Well, no.
Just give me this right here. I just need this part.
And that's the crazy thing, dude. Like, for real, that's what they're doing, though.
Right.
Like, they are only taking out the liver and just letting the rest of the carcass go. To me, that's insane. It's like they know where it's at, and they're like, this is the only part I like.
And it can't be big enough to split between 3-4 orcas.
No.
So you gotta go smoke 3 sharks.
Right. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have to eat. We're gonna have to find some.
That's crazy.
So we have the real life, giants of the ocean with the orcas, which, okay, they're not the biggest creatures there, but they are the apex predator. And then, the reeds chiming in.
And they're pack animals.
Right.
Sharks aren't pack animals.
No, they are not.
They may follow one another if they think they, one's on. Oh, you smell food? I don't smell it. Let me follow this. I can't get a free meal. You know what I'm saying? But an orca, nah, they sending signals.
Well, and their family, like they travel in family units as part of larger communities. Like they have families that make up pods.
Explains so much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting stuff.
Motherfuckers sending sign language with their fins.
Right.
They probably speaking telepathically, keep it a buck.
Well, and they communicate kind of the same way dolphins do too. With,
right. Echolocation, the echo shit.
With the echo shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also been theorized, and I don't know if it was quite proven, but like dolphins do communicate with like a sixth sense. So
Right.
it's not just the sounds that they make, but even though their sounds do have what would appear to be language within them, and orcas are technically a dolphin.
Right.
They're just the largest of the porpoise family.
Yeah, nah. I think that's why that they be poisoning people.
Yeah.
Because I think people have that same power.
And it's just what they're giving us that keeps it tamped down.
That's dumbing it down.
I mean, you and I have had that talk a lot that, you know, our ability to tap what we have is based on walls that we have put up. Our inability to tap into human potential is based on walls that have been put up through either education or the food that we're given, or I think there's a lot
They
of
put in our
lures
water, everything.
Yeah.
Shit they spray up in the skies, everything. You fucking name it. The shit that they insulate in our house, the shit that they paint our house. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you think of.
Yeah. No doubt.
But shit, they'll arrest you quick and throw you in a loony bin if they catch you too many times running out the house asshole naked.
They will.
You feel what I'm saying? But it seems like that would be the best way to be, though, right? Right? I don't want these clothes on me. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
I seem to remember a Rugrats episode. Nikki is free.
You know, I'm just saying, I'm not promoting it by no means. Motherfuckers like Apple, so that's not accepted in our. But I probably shouldn't call anybody in the Bible MF, but that was just a general. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
but
That was
here's the
general.
deal. But it's what Bible? So I think I sent you a picture of like 3 or 4 new books that I have not had the chance to dive into yet. But I got the Enuma Elish, I got the Lost Book of Enki, and I got the Book of
Enoch.
Enoch. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got a what is supposedly based on the first edition Dead Sea Scrolls Bible.
For real?
So those are ones that I'm gonna try to kind of dive into, and I'm curious more to see like what overlaps with the current day Bible, and then obviously what's different.
Yeah, I've been back in my Bible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should be in this one.
I mean, I can be in all of them.
That's true. I actually had a conversation with a more, I'll say, religious partner recently, and I even got her thinking about like the fact that the current edition of the Bible is a rewrite of a rewrite of a rewrite.
Right.
And that if you are truly interested in the faith,
You
like,
have to
you
read.
have to
You
continue
have
to
see
go
all of them.
farther
Right.
back. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But see, that's the difference. But see, that's the thing about it as well, is it isn't a this one or that one situation either, because it's all one.
Right. Well, it should be.
Well, originally was.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Until people started tampering, the
Well,
tamperers.
here's the deal: is that it's interesting when you start to think about it, because the Bible is a collection of books written by different people, right?
Right.
Even in its current day form, you have the book of, Mark, Matthew, whoever. So take that another level further, like getting the perspectives of more people in these other books that were deemed, apocryphal and not part of what was the approved, quote unquote, approved Bible.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Who approved it?
Right. The Council of, is it Council of Trent or Council of Nicaea? I can never remember which one.
Listen. I couldn't tell you either or.
I'm going to pull it up because bothers me when I can't remember which one it was. Which council approved the current Bible?
Well, the current Bible, I mean, the current Bible is the King James.
This is the Council of Nicaea. Basically determined what was canon.
Right.
Which, of course, was a group of Western people wanting Western power. And that's also probably where you started seeing the depiction of Christ as a, blonde hair, blue eyed baby Jesus.
Well, I ain't gonna go quite Adolf with it, but he's, brown and brown.
Right.
I have seen brown and blue. If I seen blonde and blue, I'm walking right up out of there. 'Cause that's a cult. That's a cult right there. You know what I'm saying? I can understand brown and brown.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's the southern
blonde and blue
evangelical group.
Blonde and blue is crazy.
Oh man,
I ain't even gonna lie to you. How many blonde hair, blue eyed motherfuckers is running around in Egypt back in the day?
Right.
That shit don't make sense.
Well, that always spins me back to there is not a ton of evidence to explain why we have the different races that we have, because if it was purely kind of genetic mutation, it hasn't been enough time since humans have supposedly been walking the earth to have that much genetic variation.
That's interesting. So what do you think? What did
it's the Anunnaki, man? We were branded by the gods that were here, or I'm going to say gods.
I don't know. Evolution is wild, though.
It is.
Because, you stuck out in the ocean, it doesn't take long. Well, it takes long, but for you to start keeping your tips growing into your... Some swimmers, you see that, with, their feet and stuff. Like they were in the water so much it just grew, and they have the webbing higher on their fingers than normal people.
Yeah.
So if that happens that quick, then I can only imagine what could happen hundreds of years of you being here and me being there.
That's true. But it goes, and I would have to do. I'm curious on the research with it, but
no, there's Siberian tigers and all that. So I don't know why y'all aren't that athletic consistently. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all had to run too, or y'all just died. I don't know. Shit.
It's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it was just, I don't know. The weather in Africa was just so warm that our joints and everything was loose and nimble, and we was always warm. You know what I'm saying? You need your muscles warm before you get going. You can't go out nowhere cold. Even lifting weights cold without warming up your muscles, that could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And especially as we get older.
You hear me?
Well, and I mean,
boxers say that all the time. I went out cold. You don't never want to go out cold. You got to be warm before you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I've even started doing with Andrew wanting to work out a little bit now. I've been doing the warm up that I'm making him do, which is quick foot ladders and a couple quick little push ups, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it has helped me. It makes me feel better when I start mine too, because usually I'm just hopping on there with $135 on the bar and pumping out 20, 25.
Yeah, doing burnouts.
Yeah.
That's not bad though.
Nah.
Especially, I need to work out with you too, because you got free weights, but with my arm, that's my concern. You know what I'm saying? I have. You don't want to
push it too far, yeah.
Right. I have gotten it up where I can push weight and I feel comfortable, but every now and then it's it's stuck, it's stuck somewhere. But it's weight, so
part of that's you got to push through it to kind of loosen it back up too. Yeah. Well, and I just got like the just like gym mat type material to put down there too, so I can get back to doing some hang cleans because I didn't want to drop the bar on concrete.
On concrete, right?
So I'm gonna try to get back into those too.
We seen your hang cleans. You ain't got enough weight to do shit like that, though. I was about to say you would crack the whole foundation dropping that.
I mean, that was the thing though. Like I just bought the extra the extra set of 45, so I'm gonna try to get back to 275 on the clean. That's kind of like that's my I feel good about what I'm doing. Now, 225 is like my baseline for clean and bench. Like as long as I can put 225 up for a couple reps, I'm like cool. I may not be in shape, but I'm still active.
It's been a while since I put that up.
Well, and we're also two completely different sizes there, dude. So
yeah, no, I'm not even trying to work up to that.
Well, that was my thing, and it was funny because Nikhil and I were going back about it, like trying to get back to close to like combine numbers, and I put up 20 for I put 225 up for 20. And I think the most I've ever done 225 for was like 26. So that was pretty close.
Nah, most I've ever done was like 3.
Yeah.
3 on the 225.
Well, yeah, but I'm also 100 pounds heavier than you, so.
Yeah, nah, I'm not trying to get up like that. I'm just trying to get back in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I do, and my body feels comfortable, rack that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for the time, I'm not even thinking about a certain number.
No, it's just getting in and feeling comfortable. I mean, even me, man, when I first started back into it, like it was hard because I've always been a power lifter, so like 4 sets of 6 is like my target, like where I want to be lifting heavy.
Right.
But even now, like it is more about doing like 4 sets of 20 or
and
a lower weight, etc. So I get it.
Yeah, I remember me and Mark when we was in the gym.
Yeah,
we was going pretty consistently.
Malk's weak.
We got to a point where we outgrew Planet Fitness though.
Yeah.
Like where there wasn't enough weight in there to really, even the 75-pound dumbbells was like, yeah, we need to go a little more than that. And ironically, that's when I probably stopped working as much.
Yeah. Well, and I think that is probably my next purchase would be, because I think dumbbell wise, I think I have like up to 45s. I think that's it. Because I've got the Olympic bar, right? So I'm getting my real work with that.
And I really just have 50s and 40s.
Yeah. Like I use 35s or 45s for chest flies and then lawnmowers, that kind of stuff. Shoulder shit, which is lightweight, high reps.
Yeah, I might have to get some little shit just to have here so I can work out in the garage in the summer.
Well, and what I would say is go on Facebook.
Try to work up a sweat.
Go on Facebook Marketplace and buy them off of somebody that's just getting rid of them. Like,
but they be trying to sell the whole set.
No, I hear you. I get that. Otherwise, yeah, if you're only looking for another couple, I don't
want an all or nothing. I'm trying to put a whole gym there, but give me some 25s, 35s, and 50s, and I can do enough by myself with that.
Yeah. I'm a fan of throwing. I'm a fan of throwing the 10s in there just to do like the lat raises and the front raises.
Oh, I got them already. Though.
Oh, okay, then you good.
Yeah, because that's what I usually like. Do my shadow boxing shit with.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That's cool.
I don't know where they at. They're probably in my trunk.
So in addition to just some slight upgrades to the downstairs, weight room. With my bonus money, most of it went to bills because I had a fair amount that had stocked up. But I did put some investment in my go bag.
Oh,
and I think I've got a good little go bag. The only thing I'm missing is the firearms. So at some point, maybe sometime this summer, you and I can talk a little more in detail about that. But my go bag, all right, listen to this. So I bought, and I think you and I talked about this. So I think it's 2 30-day packs of freeze-dried fruits and veggies, and then of the entrees. So I've got 30 days, 30 times 4, right? So enough for me and the kiddos, what was the thought.
Right.
And I've obviously got tons of bottled water, but that's not the go bag. So the go bag now has a small solar panel with a generator, or with a battery pack, rather. So I've got that. I've got the crank radio, as well as an FM transceiver. So basically walkies, but like FM transmitters, so they could actually hit CB.
Right.
All right. I got those little disc towel things. So you know what I'm talking about? So I got those. I got a obviously like lighters, that kind of lighters, flashlights, that kind of stuff. A chain, a rope chainsaw.
Okay.
Right? And then I have the wood gathering fire if you need it. 2 little to-go tents with 4 emergency blankets. 2 gas masks. With the filter and everything, the carbon filter. What else? Oh, the water filtration stuff. So like the water filtration straw and bag. What else? There's other stuff in there, and I'm blanking on what's in there. Oh, like my med kit shit.
Right.
So the full med pack. And that one actually has some additional tools and stuff. I also have a nice little, or a couple little knives that are there with that.
Okay.
And I say little, and these are like 8-inch blades. Trying to think what else. Oh, and obviously the bag itself. And then, what did I put in the Faraday bags? I think it's just the generator and the like the power bank stuff.
I like your preparation, son.
Yeah, so that's ready to go. And then obviously like the cooler's worth of the freeze-dried shit and the bottled waters and stuff like that. Something I could grab quick and throw in the trunk. I also got 2 tarp devices.
See, I'm a rice and beans kind of guy.
Well, and I think that's my next like stock up thing, like because I do Instacart usually.
Right.
I'm too lazy to go to the grocery store these days.
Well, listen, you and me both.
So I think I'm just gonna start adding like rice, beans, and some canned goods to like each Instacart order, just so I stock up slowly over time.
Right.
But yeah, and then so I bought 2 tarp devices, one that actually plugs into my electrical box in the house.
A tarp that plugs in there?
TARP, T-A, well, it's TARP, but it's an anti-EMP device. It basically, if you plug into, supposedly, and who knows, because you can't see any of this shit tested, because there's no way to test it, because you don't have, like, EMPs aren't just floating around.
And the EMP testing facility, I'm sure they got hella of them, but...
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, okay, like, I've bought 2 of them. I bought one for a house/generator. So one's plugged into the generator, one's plugged into the house, and then I have one for the car. And it just plugs into your cigarette lighter, since nobody uses those anymore anyways. So I've got one that's actively in the car, and then I've got one that's plugged in actually directly to the electrical box in the basement.
Oh, that's what's up. What's up.
So that was my investment with the bonus money, other than paying shit off and putting some back into savings.
Shit, if you got something like that, I ain't even gonna stunt to you. If you got something like that, you're gonna have to invest in some Velcro to put above your windows with some blackout curtains so motherfuckers couldn't tell that you had anything on.
Right. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
most of my house is blacked out anyways in terms of blackout curtains. Now, is it like sealed tight? No. But I've always, and you know me, I live in the dark. You can tell. Look how pale I am.
Right.
Fucking translucent over here.
Motherfucker pop out on you with his arms crossed like Dracula.
I got my hoe test done on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, because it was before my tooth was hurting. Went and got my hoe test on, and the lady at LabCorp was like, "You got really nice veins." I'm like, "You just like them because you can see them."
Yeah, she don't need to. Ain't guess nowhere.
Ain't no work.
He don't gotta follow. He don't gotta pump his head. She could have shot it in Steph Curry from across the room.
Also, the hoe test was clean, so that's always good.
They said you just had an infection in your mouth. Fuck this.
Strangely enough, that didn't pop up.
I ain't had a hoe test in a little bit, but I also ain't been hoeing for a while. I've been put my my jerseys in the rafters.
There you go.
Listen.
So that's what I got in terms of nonsensical topics for today. Packing the go bag. I figured you'd be proud of me on that one. So
nah, that was you. Listen.
And here's the plan, dude. Here's the plan.
One would think you don't lean how you lean.
Right.
With all that, one would think you.
Nothing wrong with being prepared. Because there is some weird shit going on in the world right now.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, but you know, if you follow, then this could be the coming of.
It could be.
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna look. I was trying to look some of that up today around like what's the religious significance or historical religious significance of major eclipses like this.
Well, there hasn't been one like this.
I mean, there has, like the last one that kind of came across. Yes, there has, and it just hasn't been here in Ohio. Like Ohio, it's
biblically relevant.
Right. Oh, okay, all right. I mean, there is like when Christ died, the sun was blacked out and things like that.
Right. But this is something. That's what I'm saying. This is something different.
But there was one 100 years ago in Ohio that was very similar to what we're going to see. So, I don't know. And I did do some research because I know you've sent me it and I think someone else sent me it around like, oh, they're mobilizing the National Guard. They are mobilizing the National Guard in cities and areas where they don't think they can handle the tourist traffic is what is being said. Now, to your point, that doesn't mean that that's really why they're doing that. But
I mean, my whole thing is I get that, but the chemical, biological, and nuclear teams that you're putting out,
right?
That's where it's like, okay, so what I'm imagining is either two things are true. Either you believe that we're truly going to enter into the path of a solar flare from this eclipse, and it's going to knock out electricity, which in turn could set off, nuclear weapons to start firing and shit.
Yeah.
Or y'all motherfuckers are setting something up to blame on this solar eclipse, and you want to make sure that your test site doesn't expand out further than expected.
Yeah.
So we need these people on guard
to have a perimeter
just in case. Those are the only two options.
I mean, I guess we'll find out in a week.
And I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? Like that sounds live, right? But what they've been doing live shit forever. My whole thing is, it's either gonna be something
or it's gonna be nothing.
or it's gonna be nothing. So either way, I'm not concerned. It is what it is, regardless. Fuck, I'm just here to ride this train. I'm not driving it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, kind of flipping back to the go bag. 72 hours and meeting the mansion. All right.
Listen.
That sound like a plan?
You already know.
All right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page because I don't want to have to be trying to find you. I mean, I want to find you, but I don't want to have to be trying to find you. You know what I mean?
You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about that. I got old weight that I gotta carry though, so
yeah.
The 72 hours might be down to the minute, you know what I'm saying?
Well, 72 hours and we'll expand it to like 7 days before we give up hope. And move on.
That's not unreasonable, you know what I'm saying?
So 72 hours.
That might even be too much.
72 hours and then a week.
I guess that's about right.
So 72 hours, let shit settle down or migrate, do whatever it's going to do. And then a week later, then you have a week between after 72 hours and a week after that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because, I imagine the first set of days if shit goes down, ain't no movement.
No.
Ain't no movement because
it's batten down the hatches and try to lay low.
Yeah, because everybody and then the dumb motherfuckers is gonna be moving.
Right. And
I don't want to say dumb because I know a lot of people don't have a choice, so that's different. But
and I like my little spot here where I can see what's happening on the freeway right now.
Right. That's what I said. You need to invest in some bolt cutters, and if I was you, I would just cut a clean slit, not too high, but just right up from the curb to the freeway.
Hey man, I've got bolt cutters. I'm not worried.
Mm-hmm. That way, if worst case scenario, you can just drive a car through it like a curtain and then have it fold back shut. You seen them motherfuckers who got away with that on the what's it called?
Yeah.
What was it called? It's been on hell. That clip's been on hella shows. The world's craziest chases and everything. Where the dude burnt that motherfucker. He had him by. I couldn't even explain it in car links, but he really gunned it, and then he beeline straight for the ditch and hit the ditch, kept going, hit the fence, boom. Cop pulled up to the fence. Fence looked like it wasn't nothing going. I said, the motherfucker, it's a slit in the fucking fence, dumbass cop. It's not your car. Run that motherfucker. If it was me, and it never would be, because I ain't never been no motherfucking slave catcher, but that fence would have been dragging under my underbody if it wasn't a slit in it. Like, oh, I was wrong, but we still in pursuit. Slowing down fast. It was a white man in a Corolla.
No one's ever going to pull over the Corolla. Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in an alternate universe that's happening right now. And the whites is like, when they going to stop fucking oppressing us?
Oh, man. So, did your inadvertent come back to you?
Nah, I think I've been practicing my listening skills.
Oh, nice. Well,
I've been absorbing words, trying not to cut you off, even though I did that twice.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't, so.
But they wasn't clean cut off. They was like, oh, wait, it was like double Dutch, you know what I'm saying?
Let me see my...
Yeah, right. So that was,
I'm going in.
But,
no, I'm going in. No. Yeah.
What about this goddamn bridge that?
Yeah, man, in Baltimore.
Talking about.
Well, and what's crazy is that it even got to that like point, right? Because it was a cargo ship that hit it, And there are all sorts of like safeguards and
Right.
fail safes to stop that from happening. What's even
Yeah, the one
crazier is that there was a similar incident in Turkey
Right.
in a port.
Right.
So, like, as somebody that works in supply chain, that's gonna fuck some shit up.
Well, the CEO was that one Asian lady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's connections with the CEO was the same lady who was found dead in her Tesla in her own pond in the backyard. They said that she backed her car, was drunk and backed her car up into the lake.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Just
died.
like the guy from
Right.
Boeing who was a whistleblower that committed suicide.
Right. She was the CEO of the company that ran the boats.
Mm.
And then ironically, 6 or so weeks later, the boat hits the bridge.
Yeah.
Your boat hits the bridge. Or did somebody move you out of the way and want a reason for somebody else to be able to take over what you got?
Right. Well, and I think it becomes interesting because neither of those have been designated as attacks, just accidents. And so,
Right.
but to me, that seems like cutting off supply lines, and because we know we don't
Seems
produce
like that,
enough
don't
here
it?
in the U.S., right? So we import like half or some ridiculous percentage of our goods. And Port of Baltimore is kind of a big deal. That's
Yeah,
pretty much anything from Europe.
I would like to know what the similarities of the turkey one were.
Right. Well, it was a cargo vessel that, has, even in the midst of a power failure, ships like that have fail-safe systems where they don't need power to be able to like, turn and like.
That's what the dude was saying. That's what the dude was saying about this one.
Right.
And it was the the dude on Instagram, white dude, he built like you, and he run in the room every time, be like, "You heard the news?"
Yes, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that him. Yeah. He's the one who said, and I talked to a guy that works on a ship like that, and he said you don't need power to steer it. I said, that's wild, man. This shit is wild.
Well, what's
wild?
What's
how
wild?
These devils work.
But what's wilder, the fact that our country, when it's in a state of flux and chaos in and of itself, at least politically, that wasn't immediately politicized as an attack? Or would that...
It won't be, because what we learned with COVID, with Trump, and who did he run against when he won the first time? Hillary. We learned from that. All of them work in unison.
Right. They all play for the same team.
Right. It doesn't matter what, if it's left, right, CNN, Fox, doesn't matter what it is. They all work in unison. And that was the test to see the reaction of the people. When the people didn't react, they recognized that they could just do it outright now. Yeah. So if now they're all working with one, you're never going to hear a story that's put out that may light some light bulbs. So
you think that they've given up trying to unify us in the name of patriotism? Because that's what they did with 9/11. Now, I'm not going to say 9/11 was false flag, although I think there is some evidence to that point.
They don't want patriotism. They don't want patriotism.
So they don't want unity against the common enemy, because that could turn into unity against them.
Right, exactly. You just took the words out of their mouth. Motherfuckers is on edge, and they know that we have a reason to be.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if, Lord forbid, for entertainment purposes only, but I wouldn't be surprised if these migrants weren't the test.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You allowing them guns and shooting facilities, and You know what I'm saying? Shit like that is weird. So I don't doubt that that wouldn't be the test on the people to see y'all talk a good game and see how quick y'all rally up when shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then if the people rally up and just smoke that, they gonna be like, ugh, we gotta come out this different way. What's the new virus we can get out of Wuhan or whatever the case may be? But it's never gonna be a heads up fight.
No.
Not if people don't bring it to their doorstep.
No, it's all gonna be psyops and just trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
Disarm the people mentally.
Yeah, it gotta be. It's almost an unwinnable fight for the simple fact that you would need some sort of coordination. Not even really. You would just need enough people to really be fed up and target the right targets.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be one of them old school Brits versus Americans. We stand off in the field and see who survives. That's not how this is going to work.
No.
And if you want to, really make an impact, you're going to have to be in people's homes.
Well, and that's the thing is that, again...
And we don't know where homes are. You know what I'm saying?
That's the benefit of the U.S. in the sense that, like, it's not geographically restricted. Like, yeah, you have the states, but, like, generally speaking... And Columbus is really nice because we're not even geographically restricted within this city. There are cities like Seattle, like Pittsburgh, like even Chicago to some extent that you have natural boundaries that make it easy to cordon off like large areas. Columbus is not, because it's Columbus, like a lot of major cities, a lot of big cities are contained due to waterways or due to mountains or due to whatever. Like Columbus is a urban sprawl. And so geographically it's a very big city, even if population wise it kind of measures up with like middle of the road cities. So that's what's interesting about living here. What's also interesting about living here, and I don't mean to kind of tilt this subject, so to speak. You've seen like the doomsday map?
Where shit's supposed to hit and all that.
Like basically where if the earth were to tilt again, where they think the water would go and where land would be left.
Oh, no, that I don't think I have.
So apparently billionaires have been buying up farmland along where they think if the axis were to tilt again, where the water is projected to be. And so dry land, billionaires have been buying up that land left and right, according to that map.
Wait, they're buying up dry land where they think the map would be?
Yeah, give me one sec. I'll pull this up.
Okay. See, I thought that you was really saying they was on some like weird capitalist devil shit and they was buying up land that's underwater currently that their gambling is going to be back topside after the tilt.
Let's see if I can zoom here. All right, we're going to do this way and see if this works the way I want it to. Nope. Hold on one sec. That's what happens when we try to do this shit live.
Oh, I have seen this.
But you can see it now?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Our viewers cannot. But basically, give me one
Our viewers can't?
No, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to fix that right now.
Well, I said, it's no point if the viewers can't.
Cancel. It's not working. All right, but so if you want to kind of follow along, it's the doomsday.
What was that big ass rock off of Florida?
What is currently underwater?
Oh shit!
I think. based on kind of the way it looks. But
right.
basically the way it looks is that like the United States ends up kind of split in two, with a good chunk of the western seaboard and even inland a little bit being underwater. And so billionaires have been buying up farmland in what is left of the dry land. So they've been buying up land in Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Iowa, South Dakota, Ohio, half of Indiana, and basically, like the thought is that they know something we don't know, obviously, but Ohio largely untouched.
It's that top portion.
Right. It gets absorbed by the Great Lakes basically spilling over when the earth tilts and everything. I mean, I think
you can guarantee that the map is off.
Yeah.
Now, do I doubt that? I know that they're basing that off of elevation and all of those things, so I'm sure that it will hold some truth.
But it's not going to be perfectly accurate, no.
Right. I'm sure it's going to come further than what they claim, and it's coming and whatever, all that. And then even still, like you thinking that this shift is just like, you got to think, if this motherfucker shift, it doesn't matter where the water lands, it's rolling over everything.
Theoretically, but even then, it's going to take out coastal areas first, and then you're going to see what kind of happens after that. So I agree with you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I imagine that to be a lot of water. Like, I don't think buildings are going to slow down make it to where the tide eventually...
No, I think it's a very big seismic shift, so infrastructure could collapse everywhere.
Right.
But the land itself is a different question.
Yeah, I suppose, huh?
This has been quite a rolling conversation today.
You know what I'm saying? But we just said unwinnable fight. That evens shit out a bit.
Well, it does, because you don't know what's left.
Yeah, now y'all lot lizards gotta crawl up out of your bunkers and relocate to areas where seemed like a lot of that area was good fighting area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good fighting area.
Wide open fields where you can see what's coming.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the people in those areas.
Oh, yeah.
That whole area of the east side, you got to go through war to get through some of them people.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to call your armies together. So I bet you better hope you had them in the bunkers that y'all building right now with y'all. And you better hope y'all got enough scuba gear to make it up to get out of that motherfucker. Because I guarantee you a lot of those places where those bunkers are being built, flooded.
Absolutely. Well, especially anything in like California, right? The tech hub and entertainment hub of the world.
And your bunker may not be. Who knows? You may have the best, like whoever built your bunker was really on shit. But how do you then release the hatch and get up?
How do you get out of there? Yep. You may be trapped there forever. Gear. Right.
You gotta have scuba gear.
Well, you're gonna have one of those submersibles that was crushed by the ocean looking for the Titanic.
In the first place, we don't know how low you are anymore. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that's where it really gets real.
That is
motherfucker got a deed for land and going once. John Deere, where you at? John Deere, anybody got John Deere? It's gonna be like a motherfucking DMV. John Deere ain't here, this is my shit.
This is mine now. It's very, very interesting stuff.
Trying to tell you.
All right, well, getting to the topic of tonight.
We got another topic?
Happy Full Year's Eve.
Oh, it is full. Well, it's not the.
It's not. We're not quite there yet. It's Sunday. Sunday would be Fool's Year's Eve.
You know.
It is getting to the Fool's New Year on Monday. So, it's spring. We're in a state of renewal. Any Fool's Year resolutions?
And I mean, my only resolution, I'm gonna just, try to stick to my tenants. Stay working, active, and try to get closer to myself and my creator.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on.
I like that.
Whether that just be spending time to myself, even if that means fighting those deep, dark thoughts. Reading, like you said, reading more, whether that be the current Bible, past, present.
Well, any of the stuff that I got, if you're interested, like, I've been big on the philosophical books and shit lately between,
right.
Whether it's the Four Agreements, the Laws of Power, the Kabbalion, the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, that kind of stuff. Like, yeah. So anything like that you wanna take or borrow, you're more than welcome to.
I also wanna. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those books. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to monitor my intake as well.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure I have a true understanding of what it is that I'm seeing, reading before. I'm not trying to water it down with adding any other flavors to what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to define basically what you believe in at this point in your life, or what do you mean?
No, I wouldn't say believe in, you know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a God, that I do know. And I know there was an ultimate sacrifice. I know that. I mean, I wouldn't say I know that, but it only seems right, granted everything that we've seen in the world. I couldn't imagine that there wasn't an ultimate sacrifice out of all of the truths that they allowed to seep through.
Okay.
So I don't know that, again, I'm one of these, I do feel like the Bible is compromised, but there are also tools, you know what I'm saying? It's also certain things that they didn't understand that they couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, and I think that that's my position on, like, Christianity, the Bible. Like, I think that there are truths in it.
Right.
And that's where I'm interested in the things that didn't make it, or the things that are in other religions. Because in my mind, It is, like, if...
I don't consider myself a religious person.
No, I get that. But what I was about to say was, if Buddhism believes this, and Islam believes this, and Judaism believes this, and Christianity believes this, and oh, by the way, there are these ancient texts that have similar stories or messages, etc.
Right.
There is a certain universal truth to some of that.
Right. And I don't care who it is that y'all say is right or is true. The grand message, it seems like motherfuckers didn't quite get.
Right. Like, ultimately, they all have some version of the Ten Commandments, right?
Right.
And they all have some version of
just being
moral
good to
right,
people, right?
Moral good was the term I was going to use, but yeah. And so there's got to be some truth within that.
And then the fact that the manipulation that you see that comes from the powers that be. Anytime I see a fight against something, I say, uh-oh, is some truth coming out?
Right.
Why are you fighting so strong against, something like that? Must be some truth in it.
That's the whole philosophy behind my belief in the UAPs.
Listen, That's a good philosophy to have. As soon as you see a lot stand against something, that's why I always root for the underdog.
Yeah. Well, I think it's human nature too. Like, that's why I hate people that like are
The bandwagon
Steeler fans or Patriot fans or Patrick
Just 'cause of
Mahomes
where
fans. Like,
Right.
I don't trust you.
No, I don't mind fans of people.
Okay, fans of organizations.
When you have fans of like Cowboys fans, like y'all are insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I get like why you're riding this from a certain age range, but you want your kids to go through this too? You want to involve the kids? They're not going to see what you saw. They're not. It's not going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all are just hopping on that for past championships or whatever the case may be. Just how Golden State was for a while.
Yep.
Nobody remains on top forever. In any situation. And it'd be the ones you least suspected that end up reigning afterwards.
Right.
Which sounds like the meek inheriting in the earth. What you looking at?
I was looking up famous April Fool's Day or April Fool's pranks.
Famous April Fool's pranks.
Yeah, but I'm not finding any good ones.
I think I'm Pregnant is probably top 5 on that list.
Have you ever run that one before? Because I have.
Have you run it? Like, said it to somebody else?
No, we did it to my mom. Girl I was dating in college.
Oh, run it to like, no.
Yeah,
no.
Katie and I, at one point, were like, Mom, I got something I need to tell you. Katie's pregnant. Correction, I had sex with Katie.
Yeah, let me correct that real quick. Nah, I don't run shit like that. That's speaking shit. I ain't trying to speak that into existence. You hear me?
I hear
Plus,
you.
my pullout game is on Ninja Gaiden.
Uh-huh. That's what you said when your daughter was born, too.
Well, you know.
I know the story.
These females will feed you poisonous nectars. And those nectars, they slow down your, you know, they cloud your powers.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you have a problem with people feeding you nectars versus, yo. Let me get a double shot of Casamigos. Hey, Cliff.
I said
I don't think you need that. You know what? You right, Mike. You right.
I said a single.
Oh no, it was the double before that got you. Oh man, that was a fun night. That was a good day. Mm-hmm. By the way, put it on your calendar now. That Tyson Paul fight. That is backyard material.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you're not wrong.
That is is that Father's Day weekend too?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it is.
Let's look it up.
Because it's what, June 20th? You got the
computer. I know it's in June.
I think it's June 20th. And Father's Day, I think is Father's Day is the weekend before. Doesn't matter. We're celebrating it on the whatever day.
We can do that. I'm not against that. And but you already know the champ is here. Me and my daughter running the board.
Oh, we can do that again. Oh, you want to do the full Father's Day,
Hell
Fool's Day? Yeah, I'm in.
Hell yeah.
We'll figure it out, but I think that is a great plan. We'll do like the little cookout stuff. We'll do it later in the day. We'll do it at like 6. We'll do the cookout and then have it all lead into the Tyson Paul fight that night.
Yeah. I'm
Put it on the books. Make my calendar invite now.
I'm always willing to whoop ass on games.
We'll go take over the median during the day, and then we'll migrate to the backyard and the projector at night, get a nice fire going.
Ain't nobody fucking with me with that frisbee.
Oh, you want can jam again?
That's that. I mean, we don't have to because nobody's gonna beat me.
Well, this time we'll put it at regulation distance.
You gonna have to because did you see the speed and accuracy with which with which?
Yeah, after I saw your piss poor performance in cornhole, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't on my cornhole that day.
And maybe we'll see if we can expand it a little bit because I think that was a good little day.
Yeah, I wasn't on my cornhole that day. But it don't matter. You could I'm a sniper with a frisbee.
You were I will acknowledge that you were solid with the frisbee.
I bet I could be at least accurate at 50 yards out.
I don't know about 50 yards, 50 feet maybe.
50 yards, give me the yards.
Get out of here.
I used to throw the long jumps.
There's no way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we'll go play disc golf. We'll go play disc golf in the morning so you can show me your 50 yards.
We can do that, but the disc golf ain't the same. It's not the same frisbee, but I am decent at disc golf too. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm.
See, that is something that I could get into doing with you, and I actually have I'll say a friend whose primary partner is big into disc golf, and I'm sure he would have us come along.
Don't act like that's not your poly boyfriend.
I don't know about boyfriend, but yes, his partner and I get along quite well. And honestly, like I've gone out to dinner with them both, so it's good times. But he's a big disc golf guy, so that might be we might have to get something going there because I wouldn't mind. I'm not saying I'm good with it, but I think with some practice, I could be pretty mean with a frisbee too.
Yeah, I haven't mastered the disc golf frisbee. I ain't gonna lie.
Gotcha.
But that regular frisbee.
Speaking of mastering things. One thing
I'll send that to the next neighborhood.
I believe you. We'll see it. We'll try. We'll get it going again. What do you think do you think we just break out? Well, no. I think having all the games out was the right call. We do that again. Have to see if we can get some more.
that little one that we played. Well, I didn't get to. Well, I played it, but
Coob.
Yeah, y'all set me up. I gave me Malcolm and James' daughter. Like I'm supposed to even compete. And y'all already won the last game. I can't compete with them.
So we'll get Coob out.
I think Karma was in there too. Yep, you just as bad.
Well, you know what else is coming up where you can get some practice before that.
What?
Take off Memorial Day weekend and come up north with us.
When is that?
Memorial Day weekend, last weekend in May, I think.
Okay.
We leave Friday afternoon. We come back on Memorial Day.
When is Memorial Day?
It's I think the last Monday of the month.
Okay. So I need Friday and Monday off at least. I mean, I got it available.
It would be a good time. You come up with the Reggies. You come up north with the Reggies. You know, you get to see
I know it's always
Michelle
a good time.
and Greg and maybe John and Nate, but at least Greg and Michelle.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
That's when I've been trying to get you to go for years. So put in your time now. You're coming with us. And I finally got a vehicle where like I could take you, me, Karma, Stacy, and Andrew, and the dogs could be in the backpack and be fine. And then I get a trailer so we can pack all of our shit.
You said dogs plural. How many dogs is it?
Just two, Kylo and Stacy's dog Axel.
My allergies flaring up. I'll drive.
Yeah, just roll down the window. You'll be all right. They're short-haired. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, let me see something.
Get that in the works. At least you. I
Let
would
me
love to
see
have
something.
both of you, but at least you.
Okay.
And like I said, we got more than enough room to pack shit because I could just get a small trailer from U-Haul and it works out really well.
Mm. I ain't got no dirt bikes I would like to bring. What you need a U-Haul for? How
Uh,
long y'all only there for a couple of days?
yeah, but with bringing the dogs and having the dogs
Right.
in the back, it's just easier. Like, if I could do it with one of those like rooftop container things, but
And
those
put
are
the dogs in the U-Haul?
no, but have the dogs in the back is what I mean. But the rooftop ones, it's a pain in the ass to deal with them, and so it's easier just to rent a trailer and throw it on the back and just be able to not like have to tightly pack shit. Just chuck it in.
Right. Right. Okay.
The Reach chiming in with Mike brings a ton of stuff. Yeah, because I bring all the yard games. I bring a table. I bring a pop up tent. I bring fans because those rooms aren't like those cabins aren't air conditioned or anything. You gotta have a fan, shit like that. And I think we have 2 rented right now. So
Okay.
oh, I'm getting him in. I'm getting him in. He's coming this year. I got a good feeling about it. Oh man! Anything else on the April Fool's trip?
Hell no.
No. I'm trying to think if I've got any. Like, I have really enjoyed my last year on this earth, so this has been good. The past year, rather,
That's what's up.
not my last year. I should say this past year.
Better way to phrase it.
I am I'm content, man. Like going through the tribulations that I went through last year, just losing the job, finalizing the divorce, getting a new job, like even going through all of that, I'm happy, man. Like I'm
That's
chill
what's up.
and I've got nothing to really like want for. And I mean, are there things that I would like to do that maybe I'm not doing? Maybe, but nothing that's like dire or anything.
Right,
So.
right.
And honestly, things like
That's
doing
living.
things like doing the Father's Day thing, things like when we do like the fire in a fight or football in a fire, like that shit is probably like my favorite thing about the fact that the weather is getting warm again because
Right.
I like being able to just do that stuff, man. Like we did it 3 or 4 times last year and I'd love to do it like every other weekend. Like it's fun. And you know, you and I even talked about it a couple of weeks ago when we went and saw Dune. Like we just hung out for half the day basically. Like yeah, we took a little break in the middle, but like I don't feel like I don't feel like I've created space for things like that a lot in the last 10 years, but in the last year and a half I think I really have, and it's just been positive. It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's all.
So I want to keep that up.
We got to.
Because it's little stuff. Like, it's not like that shit costs money. It's not like that shit, you know, it's just who's around, who wants to do some shit. Let's hang out. Let's do something. And
Right.
let's have a good chill
ain't
time.
Too old.
Right.
They trying to kill us. See, they trying to kill us. But the moment you let them.
Yeah.
So that's good for everybody. Not just us.
No, and honestly, I think
Everybody
we've
gotta
had...
get out. Touch somebody. Shit.
I think whatever...
Not like that, but you know what I mean?
But I think whatever we can do to kind of like continue to just expand that like group. And it's been good. I like it. It's been fun. So
I agree.
having fun. Got to make space for fun. What's that?
Now I'm curious.
What?
You say fun too many times.
No,
Don't
I
get
mean
up.
my problem is like
I'm just playing.
Well, you know, like even the last.
So I say, don't get all Diddy on me.
No,
I'm just playing.
no, but I mean the last like the 8 years leading up to that, I wasn't having fun. I wasn't myself.
Right.
Like, contrary to popular belief, I am not some sullen asshole all the time. Like, I do like to cut loose and have fun. Fuck you. He said, What's that line? I may not be as fun as I once was, but I'm as fun once as I ever was.
Oh, is that line? that line? That's a new line. I guess it works.
Oh, man. What else we got?
That works, though.
It does, right? I thought
That definitely works. What do I have on my mind? I feel like there was something I wanted to talk about, and it was even with the inadvert, but every time I hear inadvert, my mind goes to politics.
We're having too much fun on this episode to talk politics.
Right, and I don't think it was specifically about politics, but I think my mind's telling me like it was either about something with Biden or something.
Oh, RFK announced his running mate.
Who?
It was the Nicole Shanahan.
Okay, I'm not.
The ex-wife of the tech billionaire.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. Especially since we just talked about it last week. So,
if my inadvert was a ball, you just picked that shit up and punted it. You punted that motherfucker because I thought I was getting close.
That's not it, huh?
No. I don't know. But Biden's a lizard.
Oh, no doubt.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That man has lizard tendencies. I'm telling you, he cold-blooded.
And what's interesting to me is the amount of like political texts I've gotten this year. Kind of the old robocall is ridiculous, and they're all like, will you support President Biden? And I'm like, no, I will not. I will not support Biden. I will not support Trump, either one of them. Like, the fact that those are our two candidates, like, is just, it's preposterous to me. And so I'm over it.
We can't say that before April 8th.
No. Oh, the eclipse.
Shit, I'm telling you. For the science project. I heard that they said that they was that's the next time that they're also launching CERN.
I saw you send that through. That is interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Well, and the fact too, like, you sent me that video and it was talking about like electromagnetic fields in the sky above the CERN facility and opening portals and shit, and I was just like, you know what? Why not? Like, you gonna fuck everything up during the eclipse anyways. You can be able to blame it on something else.
You know these motherfuckers. They tried to shut me up, didn't they? They tried to pause my mind. But you know these motherfuckers that do it on something like that, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, they all ritualistic. Why not try it on the time that we get the biggest eclipse that ever took place? See, I'm trying to tell you, like.
Well, and ultimately what's interesting is, like, we've been talking about the eclipse and everything. And yes, we will be in at least a partial eclipse for, what is it, like 2.5 hours?
Oh, I didn't know that.
But the full eclipse only lasts like 2.5 minutes.
No, they said this year it would be up to like 4 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they also said on, I think it was the Ninjas or Butterflies podcast, they said that one that you was talking about that took place back in the 80s, the temperature dropped down to 50 degrees.
Well, it's already 50 degrees.
Well, from what it was, and I
was.
think it was like 70 something when the eclipse took place. And they were saying that because this is going to be double that time frame, that you can expect the temperature may drop down
Yeah.
into the 30s and shit.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you're blocking, like, the solar rays are what gives the planet the heat, so.
Right. But shit, if they sending flares at us, if the Earth got a PlayStation controller, they better click R3 as hard as they can and crouch. You know what I'm saying? Because crouch and get up, fire it. No, I'm just playing. You can't fire at the sun. But you can at least crouch. Slide about that motherfucking shit.
No, I mean, it'll be interesting because this is, the first one of this kind of duration in a long time. Although, is it the 80s? Because I could have sworn I remember one when we were in school, like elementary school at Mansion.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't know, they all do the same thing to me, but
Right.
Apparently there's solar and lunar.
Right.
The difference, I don't know. And yes, there was one when we was at Mansion.
Yeah.
Because I remember we went out there and looked at it.
Right.
And I got in trouble because I wasn't wearing my glasses. But I was the only one that knew what was really going on.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else?
Nah, I was about to say some real crazy shit. So
oh no, go for it.
That's all, folks.
That's all we got. That's all she wrote.
It wasn't as crazy as you thinking. It was just
all right.
Uncalled for.
My favorite kind of feedback from you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And usually I'll just say it for the sake of, nah, not tonight. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week when we actually talk about the solar eclipse and what's coming. We're going to have a week full of research between now and then.
Allegedly.
I'm going to do some research.
In this episode, they may think we got the actual... we ain't got shit here.
Nope, nothing. Nothing to see here.
Speculation, motherfucker. I don't even care what y'all do. To an extent.
So, do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Tell him to troll. And with all that, I'll see you on Helldivers. Peace out, fools.